Mose fam, welcome into the channel. We asked for football, and did we ever get football? What a wild and crazy week one. Your boy wasn't sitting at home. He was on the road. We're going to tell you all about that. We're going to jump into it in just a second. Be back with you soon.
Sorry, Mose couldn't be here, but he doing the Mrs. Mosley thing right now. You know, they're out doing. They're enjoying Valentine's Day is what I was trying to say.
I got you.
Y'all the worst.
You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. Mose know it all. Mose know it all. I guarantee real taste, ain't no faking that at all. If you don't know, you gon' know. Mose knows, tune into the show. Not a game, nitty gritty, ready go committee. Mose should be the CEO. Too solid, too real, too 100. I'ma keep it real when you don't. Just that real gold talk. 24 karat words. San Francisco 49er fam. Realest squad on the earth. The 5 God, number 5, taking us to 6. Young killer Trey Lance. New era, new season. Mose got you covered. Go ahead and subscribe. 2022 this year. Got a whole nother vibe. Mose know it all. Mose know it all. Mose know it all. Tune in for the vibe. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. Mose knows.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm just back here rocking out. They say every hero needs his theme music. That's my theme music. Shout out to the bro Lake City Fresh. Every time that thing come on, that rock out. Shout out to my cousin who did the beat for me. Beat is crazy. That's a crazy collab. But I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. We get to a couple formalities and we'll jump right into the show. If you are watching on YouTube, if this is your first time here at Mose Knows, like, comment, subscribe, throw a thumbs up on the video, join the Mose Knows family, subscribe to the channel. Once you're family, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can also get in touch with me on Twitter and Instagram, what.mose.knows. You can find me on those social media platforms as well. If you have questions about NFL picks, if you got questions about fantasy, if you want to ask me something offline, if you don't want to do it through IG or Twitter DM, shoot me an email, what.mose.knows@gmail.com. I love interacting with everybody who enjoys my content. So shoot me an email over there and we'll chop it up. Also, I'm doing weekly picks. My picks this week. Listen, I don't know what's going on with these NFL teams. I don't know if it was the cut of the last preseason game and all the teams had 17, 18 days until they played again. But this week one, we're going to dive into it in a minute. But this was absolutely insane. Absolutely messed up my picks. I don't know what Indianapolis and Houston was doing. Nobody wanted to win that game. But you can check out my picks over on my TikTok, Mose_knows. Give me a follow over on TikTok. I'm putting out my picks every week. And follow me throughout the season to see how it goes. Right now, I think I'm 8-7-1 because of the time. So I'm still on the up and up. But that was a crazy. I gotta do much better going into week 2. Crazy week of NFL football. A lot happened, a lot going on. Some injuries that we're gonna have to talk about. I'm gonna just go in order of how they posted the games. Thursday night, then Sunday 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Sunday night, Monday night. We're just gonna go in that order, touch on all of them. First one is gonna be the Bills Rams. Not a lot to say here. I think the Bills picked up where they left off in 2021. They came out on fire. Josh Allen started the game like 11 of 11, 12 of 12. He was absolutely picking this Rams defense apart. They had no answers for him all night. One thing that hasn't changed with this team is Josh Allen still being the leading rusher. Now, it might not happen every game, but what I don't want to see is him being the leading rusher often. I think Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, and the addition of James Cook, I think those guys need to step up. and provide some more juice in that running game so that Josh Allen doesn't have to run the ball as much as he does. 10 carries for 56 yards. Listen, I know the kid is 6'5", 240 pounds, but you don't want him taking unnecessary hits. But the way this Buffalo Bills team played on the offensive defensive side of the ball, they clearly established why they are one of the number one contenders in the league. They clearly established why they should be the favorites in the AFC. I know AFC is log jam with great teams right now. And it's week one. We don't want to overreact, but it's okay to say that the Bills are maybe the number one contender just because of how well they played last season, how they ended last season with that unfortunate loss in the playoffs to the Chiefs, and how they were able to pick things back up. On the Rams side of the football, maybe they came out flat. They definitely came out flat. I don't know if, it's just, Super Bowl hangover. They usually say the hangover is for the loser of the Super Bowl. But the Rams just didn't come out motivated at all. We kind of know what their game plan is. Stafford to Cooper Kupp. Addition of Allen Robinson did nothing. He had one catch for 12 yards. And this team is not able to run the football, only 18 carries for 52 yards. So they are the defending Super Bowl champions. They have a great head coach. They have great pieces. They'll figure it out. No need to overreact about this loss. But the way the Bills came out and dominated, it just shows, who they are. Moving on to Sunday's games, Saints and Falcons. Again, a game that you can list as a classic game. I think at one point the Falcons were up 26-10 and allowed 17 unanswered points. The Saints were able to battle back, had some adversity early on in the game. For the most part, Jameis Winston had a clean game, 23 of 34, 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He got sacked 4 times, though, so I think this offensive line is definitely missing Teron Armstead at that left tackle position, who's now in Miami. The Falcons, they did surprise me because they were winning this game, and they were in control of this game for at least the first 3 quarters. So they were trying to, establish that, hey, yes, we're a young team. Yes, we have a quasi-journeyman quarterback in Marcus Mariota, but we're coming to play football. The defense looked great. They've played better than they have in recent years. Grady Jarrett looks like he's back to form. I love what they have going on in the secondary, but the Saints were able to outlast and pull the win out. I foresee this division in the NFC South to be one of the tougher divisions, and there's going to be some competition, especially if the Falcons can continue to play like this. While I don't think they'll be in the hunt for a wild card spot, I do think they're going to give fits to teams in their division just because of familiarity, right? As you see what they were able to do with the Saints. So the Panthers look pretty good. We'll touch on them in a second. We already know the Bucs are going to be who the Bucs are. But for the Falcons to play that way and the Saints to be able to battle back, I think the NFC South is going to be a really tough division to play in this year. Let's just take a look at the chat. All my people is in here. Man, I love and appreciate y'all for real. We got 49er Chanel in here. My bro, what's up? Lake City Fresh, the man, the myth, the legend. Listen, Fresh, if you still in here, I'm putting together a vlog style video of my trip to Chicago. It was this young kid on Michigan Avenue, had his keyboard and some speakers set up. He was playing some music, freestyling some stuff. It sounded pretty good. So you got a shout out in that video. I'm gonna send you the clip personally, but it's gonna be on the vlog style video. So be on the lookout for that. That's dropping tomorrow. 49ers throwback, my guy. What's up? Who else we got in here? Dion, my man. What's good? Niner Gang podcast in the building. Give a like and a subscription on his YouTube channel, Niner Gang podcast. 49er Liquor for life. My brother, what's going on with you? Happy to have you here. 49er Media, what's going on? Great to have you in the building. My sis, 49 faithfully, Mariah, what's up? All my people in the building. Yes, these is all my Niner gang. People, don't worry about it. That's how family do. Family come through for family, and they roll through. So if y'all wanted to be shout out, y'all got to jump in the chat like everybody else. But we're going to continue this. Speaking of our Niners, oh my goodness. Uh, 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 um, yeah. Uh, tough loss. Tough loss. For a game that we had. And you say, how'd you have a game only up 10-0? We had this game. We had this game. 12 penalties for 99 yards, 2 turnovers. That's not going to get it done. Not on the road, not with a young quarterback, and definitely, most certainly, not in a torrential rainstorm. I mean, it poured, it stopped, it poured, it stopped, and then it just poured the rest of the day. So be on the lookout on that vlog video. I got a moment in the fourth quarter where I put the camera on me. My hat is soaked, water's dripping down my face. My beard is just filled with raindrops. Everything's wet. I got a poncho on. Doesn't do a bit of a difference. My pants is soaked. My shoes is soaked. My socks were soaked. Everything was wet. It was absolutely insane. But again, not going to overreact. The Bears made plays when the 49ers didn't. And listen, even if you don't get rid of all of the penalties, just take 3 of the penalties away. There were 3 penalties that happened on third down that extended drives. And every time those drives got extended after a third down, on a third down or after a third down stop, the Bears scored a touchdown. Take those 3 penalties away. We're able to allow them to punt, get off the field. This game is completely different. Couple of missed throws by Trey Lance. Listen, there's a lot of talk right now about Trey Lance not being good, Trey Lance not being ready. He's going to get benched for Jimmy Garoppolo. Justin Fields is better than him. Justin Fields did not have a great game. They won. He had 2 passing touchdowns, but he also had a poorly thrown interception, and he was only 8 of 17. He did not have a great game by any stretch of the imagination. Look around the league. We'll touch on some of the other quarterbacks in the NFL, but I'll just name a few before we get to it. And Joe Burrow, 4 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers looked inept against Minnesota. So these are guys who you would consider top echelon guys in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers just won MVP last year. Joe Burrow took his team to the Super Bowl, and they started week 1 horribly. And I don't even think Trey was horrible. There are some things that he can work on and improve on, but this is what we already know. We already know there are things that he needs to work on and improve on because he's a young quarterback who didn't get a lot of reps last year. So you can't judge him off of this one game, especially not this game in where the conditions were didn't. And you don't want to blame it on weather and conditions, but we're not going to act like weather isn't a factor. In NFL games, they're always talking about changing spikes. You got to go to longer spikes so your feet can stay planted in the ground or you'll be slipping all over the place. We saw fumbles in this game. Why? Because the ball is slick. And how it would normally stay in your hand, it doesn't stay in your hand that way. So Trey's going to be fine. The 49ers are going to be fine. The Bears didn't look great. They did what they needed to do to win. Let's see if they can build on that going into next week because I do think they have a division game. Moving on to another division game in the league, Steelers-Bengals. I thought the Steelers were going to run away with this. One of my favorite players in the league, Minkah Fitzpatrick, made his presence known early with a pick 6. Joe Burrow looked like now, if you want to talk about a Super Bowl hangover, he looked like he was hung over. He got sacked 7 times. So even though this Bengals team focused on the offensive line, I don't know if that panned out for them in the right way because he got sacked 7 times, threw 4 interceptions, but he was able to find a way to bounce back and get his team in a position to win this game. Not just tie it and go to overtime. The only reason why I went to overtime is because of the aforementioned Minkah Fitzpatrick, who played out of his mind and found a way to find a lane to get in and block the game-winning extra point by the Bengals. So this is a division game, tough game. It went into overtime. The Steelers were able to pull it out. While Joe Burrow did struggle a little bit, I think what we saw from him was resolve. I think what we saw from him is the ability not to get flustered and to continue to will your team to a win. Because had that kick not been blocked, we'd have been talking about how dynamite of a performance that was, even though his numbers may not say so, the ability to will your team to a W. And yes, the game did slightly change once TJ Watt went out with an injury. But again, this is a division battle. These games are always going to be tough. The Steelers look really, really good. We know their defense is going to come to play. But I think Mitchell Trubisky didn't play bad. It wasn't great. 21 of 38, 194 yards. It's not like he was throwing it all over the field. One touchdown, no interceptions, only got sacked once. Ran the ball 3 times for 9 yards. So Mitch did what he needed to do to keep drives alive, to move drives down the field. So we're definitely going to have to see, how he continues to mature in this offense. I know there's a big hit with the injury to Najee Harris. I'm still looking forward to how long he's going to be out. So that may change some things, what they need to do on offense. But that just means that they're going to have to lean on Mitchell Trubisky a little bit more. He has the weapons there to do it. I love Pat Fryermuth, drafted him in fantasy. I'm expecting a big year from him. Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and now George Pickens. He has the weapons to do it. Can he be successful in leading this team is something that we have to see. But after this week 1 win, I'm excited to see how he goes about doing it. Moving on, Philadelphia Eagles beat the Detroit Lions 38-35. Two things I got from both teams in this matchup. I think the Eagles are as good as I thought they were. I knew they were going to be better. I knew they were going to improve, but to come out the way they came out in this game, defense firing on all cylinders, the new guys stepping up and making plays. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 5 tackles, 1 pass defense. James Bradbury, interception that he took to the house. The rookie, Jordan Davis, only had 2 tackles, but he was an absolute monster in the middle of that defense, which limited some of Detroit being able to run the ball. And that's why you saw them running a lot on the outsides. Now, I don't know if he got gassed or if it was a great adjustment on the offensive side of the ball, because DeAndre Swift did eventually go off for 144 yards. He was able to find some creases. And I think that's a great thing to see from a guy like DeAndre Swift. We want him, if you're a Lions fan, to really take over and own that number 1 running back spot, right? And I think in this game against this defense, who they're touting as one of the best in the NFC, for him to have 9.6 yards a carry, broke a 50-yarder, 15 carries for 144 yards, and also be an asset in the passing game. I think this is what Detroit is going to need. Now, they are in a conference that is really, really tough. Their division is always going to be tough. They could possibly sweep the Bears or split with the Bears, but the Vikings are going to play them tough. The Packers are going to play them tough. But I definitely got fight. A lot of people, including myself, made fun of Dan Campbell's introductory press conference where he talked about biting off kneecaps and scratching and clawing. But we saw this Lions team do that all last year, and we saw them do it again this year. They got down early, but they fought all the way through. Just wasn't enough to get past the Eagles. I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a monster year, especially now that he found a number 1 wide receiver. A.J. Brown in his first game as an Eagle, 10 catches, 155 yards. He didn't get into it. He didn't get into the end zone, but he didn't need to, because the Eagles defense scored a touchdown. And we have 4 rushing touchdowns from this group, 39 carries, 216 yards. If the Eagles can run the football and play defense, I think they will be absolutely fine. And it pains me to say this. I keep telling y'all, it pains me to say this. If y'all don't know, I live on the East Coast. Oh man, my brother's in the building. My guy, Mr. Ryan Regina. What's going on with Ryan and the Regina fam? Tough loss Sunday, bro. Yeah. I'm not ignoring you, man. I'm not ignoring you. I'm working, I'm doing everything by myself. So I'm working the banners and I'm jumping back and forth between the chat. But I got you, brother. Yeah, man. Tough loss. My Niners lose, your Eagles win. Yeah, I knew you was gonna find a way to catch me and rub it in. But I will say it was a great experience being out in Chicago. I mean, I could sit here and talk to y'all for another hour and a half. I'm a big fella, so my cousin took me to all the great food spots. So if we want to talk about cities with great food, Chicago definitely has to be tops on the list for me, just because there's so many different options. Um, and I trust my cousin because we come from the same family. We come from a family of people who cook. We come from a family with Thanksgiving it's not just an evening meal. Thanksgiving is an all day affair. You can't eat the whole week before Thanksgiving because it's an all day affair. So it was funny. Me and Joe were out in Chicago, and we're asking him about food spots. And anytime we ask him about a certain spot, if he gave us we already knew that it wasn't good. So we was like, listen, we trust you. And it happened like that constantly. We see a place. Oh, what about this place? What about that? He'd be like, all right, nope, skip, go to the next one. And all his recommendations were fire. So yes, tough loss, but the experience was better. I'll leave it at that. I'm glad we had the experience. 49er throwback. Would you trade Jimmy to Dallas? My opinion, I wouldn't. Um, I would trade Jimmy to Dallas if the trade is right. Um, Obviously, we were holding on to Jimmy Garoppolo because we wanted to make sure we got value in return for him. Right, we paid a fee for him and a second round pick, and we want to make sure that we kind of recoup some of that value. So if the trade is right, um, then yeah, I would think about trading him. But one of the things that I mentioned is I'm not calling Dallas. If I'm the 49ers, I'm not picking up the phone and calling Dallas and asking if they want Jimmy Garoppolo, because I think if you do that, you lose leverage. Uh, I'm going to wait until they pick up the phone and call me. And at this point, Dallas has to pick up the phone, even though as of right now, it doesn't look like they're putting Dak Prescott on IR. Uh, he's still going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. That's half your season. And the thought around the NFL circles is Jerry Jones doesn't want to go through another throwaway season because his quarterback is injured. So he wants to win, and he wants to win now. So if you want to win now, pick up the phone and make the call, and you make an offer. And if the 49ers don't like the offer, I think the luxury of us re-signing Jimmy Garoppolo or restructuring his contract is the fact that if we don't like the offer, we can say no confidently. We've said no in the past because apparently there were deals or trades that were on the table, but it didn't meet what we wanted in the form of compensation. So we've said no in the past. I think it's easier for us to say no now. So Dallas picks up the phone, they make us an offer. If we don't like it, we hang the phone up and we go about our business with Jimmy Garoppolo as our backup quarterback. So it really all depends on the offer. 49ers record this year. Oh, if you'd have asked me that question before Sunday, I would have said something different. But I've always said I think this team can be anywhere from a 10-7 team to a 12-5 team. Now, 12-5 may be off the table, losing a game like that to the Bears. Undisciplined football with 12 penalties for almost 100 yards, 2 turnovers, 1 in the red zone by our one of our premier players who just got a contract extension. Can't have that from Debo. So after that game, it looks like 10-7. If we come out next week and we spank the Seahawks and give them something crazy as far as a score, and we look dynamite in our home opener, then maybe we can jump back to 12-5. So I think this team could be anywhere from 10-7 to 12-5, and it just depends on how we can string together wins. Thankfully, this year our bye week is like right in the middle. I think we get 8 games, a bye, and then 9 games after that. So how we utilize that bye week in the middle of the season, and what kind of run we can go on. So don't do that, Mose. Be unwavering, like Russell Wilson said. Yeah, Russ had a tough night, and I don't know if it. We'll get to it when we get to that game. I don't know if it was just the emotions of being back in Seattle. He's done so much good there, and it's not just what he did on the field. It's not just winning the Super Bowl, but it's really what he did in the community and how entrenched he was in that community. And I think one of the tough things, and it's sports, so I'm sure he understood, but also he's a human. So one of the tough things is going back to a place that you poured so much of yourself into and getting booed. I know Russell's a competitor. He's tough mentally, but I don't know. Maybe that took a toll on him. And I needed him to play better because I was trying to beat Peachy in fantasy, and I needed like 9 or 10 more points from Jerry Judy. And like there was a couple times in the red zone, I'm like, "Yo, just throw the ball to Jerry Judy for me." And they wanted to run it, and then they fumbled it, and I'm like, "Yeah, Russell Head not in the game because he's not trying to help me win my fantasy week 1 matchup." So yeah, something was happening there. Something was happening there. Moving on to the next matchup, Dolphins Patriots. This was one of the ones I called in favor of the Dolphins. I thought they were going to win this matchup just because where the Dolphins got stronger on the outside, the Patriots got weaker. Uh, I don't know how you cover Tyreek Hill and who's going to do it with the Patriots. But then when Tyreek Hill isn't covered, or if you try to put too much and focus your energy too much on Tyreek Hill, then Jalen Waddle goes off, which he did. Dolphins came in with a great game plan. Their defense always plays solid. Great first win for Mike McDaniel, former 49ers coordinator. Listen, I'm going to find a way to throw. You see what's in the background. I'm going to find a way to throw the 49ers in there somehow. Mac Jones got injured. Thankfully, again, we don't want to see anybody get hurt. Thankfully, x-rays came back negative, just a little back soreness. So we'll see if he's even out next week. We'll see how he's able to rehab, but thankfully not a serious injury. Ravens, Jets. Jets have Joe Flacco, so I'm sure Flacco had some type of revenge plot in his head, but this Jets team just isn't ready to battle with the likes of a team like the Baltimore Ravens. They handled them easily. Not much that I learned or that I know from this game with either team. I know that this is probably a tune-up game for the Ravens and probably a temperature check for the Jets. I think the Jets are trying to figure out when they can get Zach Wilson back a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll make their offense a little bit more dynamic. But this team is still just a little too young, again, to do battle with a team like the Ravens. A game that went against me. And I gotta give a lot of respect. Gotta give a shout out to Carson Wentz for the way he played in this game. He was still gunslinger Carson, 27-41, 313 yards, 4 TDs, 2 interceptions. He got sacked once, QBR 46.2. But he did what was necessary and what he needed to do to will his team to a win. I thought the Jaguars would come out and play a little bit better. Love seeing a little bit of the maturation of Trevor Lawrence going into year 2, 24-42, 275, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I think for both of these teams, Washington is a good start for them because their division is going to be tough as we see. I think it's clearly the Eagles at the top. I would have said it was Cowboys number 2, but after their performance on Sunday night and losing Dak Prescott, I think that drops them down a peg. So that leaves the Commanders in prime position to be the number 2 team in the NFC East. and to really fight for one of those three wild card playoff spots. So they are in prime position right now to build off of this win and carry that deeper into the season. So, good for them. Shout out to the Commanders. Shout out to Carson Wentz. I doubted you. You proved me wrong week one, but I want to see you do it consistently. And so do Eagles and Colts fans. Panthers. Whoa. Browns Panthers. Another game of the week. I had a feeling that Baker was going to come into this game fired up. One thing that I was concerned about, would he be too fired up to where he would let his emotions overtake him, and he would play from a frustrated standpoint instead of a poised standpoint. But Baker played poised football. Uh, he did get sacked 4 times. So his offensive line kind of let him down a little bit. Again, going against Myles Garrett, I think he knew what was coming. I know he know that the gamesmanship in that matchup, and Miles practicing against him for all of these years, not being able to take him down, and now Miles can legally come after him as viciously as he possibly can. So I think Baker understood the gamesmanship in that. And Baker wasn't clean from a passing perspective. I mean, 16 to 27, 235, only an average of 8.7, one touchdown, one interception. Uh, but one thing that we cannot miss about Baker is he is a gamer. When he's playing the game and his head is on right and he's focused, Baker is a gamer and he can win you games. And I think he put his team in position to win this game. The Browns just made a few more plays, um, and got the W week one. But um, I do think it's going to be tough for the Browns to sustain this, especially against better teams, especially in the AFC. Jacoby Brissett, I think, was worse than Baker. 18 of 34, 147 yards, only average of 4.3 per completion, one touchdown, no interceptions. He only got sacked once, but a QBR of 38 and a passer rating of 74. Um, Jacoby has to be better. I mean, they are going to run the ball, but I don't know if you can sustain running the ball at this clip for 11, 12 weeks until Deshaun Watson comes back. Chubb and Hunt, 33 carries for 187 yards and one touchdown. That's great, but as teams start to stack the box, Jacoby's going to have to pass the ball more. He's going to have to show that he's proficient getting the ball to his weapons on the outside. That's taking advantage of Amari Cooper, taking advantage of Donovan Peoples-Jones, taking advantage of Kareem Hunt out of the backfield, Anthony Swartz with his 4.3 speed, Demetric Felton with his 4.3 speed, and David Njoku as a dynamic tight end. Almost caught a cramp in my leg, not on the live. Chill. Not on the live right now. Oh, chill. They about to have me looking crazy on live. Um, he's got to take advantage of these weapons because teams are going to stack the box and stop the run. And they're going to force him to pass the ball. So I need him to be a little bit more proficient passing. But again, it's week one. Allow him to get in a rhythm, figure out what's going on with those weapons. But if he can't do that, I think it's going to be a tough sled for the Browns. Let's move on. Colts and Texans. Nobody wanted to win this game. Colts started off really, really slow. I think one of the notes that I took from this game is the dichotomy between having a young team and a veteran team. Young team in the Texans started off hot, was winning this game, had this game in control, but they didn't know how to close. Colts being a veteran team, maybe played down to their opponent, the Houston Texans, didn't take them seriously at first, but they were a veteran team. They were able to right the ship. They were able to get it fixed, able to tie the game. But nobody wanted to win week one, so they tied. For both teams, I think for the Colts, I think they got a solid quarterback in Matt Ryan. He's able to move the ball efficiently. We already know what Jonathan Taylor is going to do. I think this may have been a tune-up game for the defense to kind of figure out what they need to do and get themselves right, get themselves situated. So I think the Colts are going to be a team that you need to watch out for. Definitely a dark horse team. They got all the weapons. It looked really good from an offensive standpoint, although they had to crank it up later on in the game. Um, but I think this was a good tune up for them. It's what they needed. Moving on, Giants and Titans. I think this game for the Titans um, is a is foreshadowing for how disappointing of a season they're probably going to have. Um, I do not trust Ryan Tannehill, and I think it would be a travesty to overwork and overuse Derrick Henry. He had 21 carries for 82 yards. If you're going to run him 25, 28, 30 times a game just to make up for the deficiencies at the quarterback, especially now where you give up a weapon like AJ Brown, and now you have to trust guys like Kyle Phillips, Traylon Burks, young guys. You didn't lean on Robert Woods enough. Only one catch for 13 yards. I'm sure he's still trying to build chemistry with Woods. But the Giants in the fight, I love seeing Saquon Barkley return to form. Only reason why I hate seeing it is because he helped Peachy beat me week one. Uh, but him returning to form, 18 carries, 164 yards, 9.1 average, one touchdown. Um, Daniel Jones he is who he is. He had one bad interception. We saw Brian Daboll chew him out. But other than that, he was pretty clean. 17 to 21, 188 yards, two touchdowns. He did get sacked 5 times. We know the Giants' offensive line is a problem. But the gutsy call by Brian Daboll at the end of that game to say, you know what, we're not kicking a field goal. We're not going to overtime. I have a play. We either execute it and win or we don't execute it and lose. Gutsy call by Brian Daboll. I feel like that's a tactic that he can use as a new coach to say, listen, I have faith in you guys. Have faith in me. Have faith in our process. We are going to win some games and build something special here. Love the call from Daboll. Way to get a good week one win. If the Giants can play like this, maybe clean some things up, maybe they have a chance to battle on that NFC East as well. Vikings and Packers. I think the Kevin O'Connell signing as head coach for the Vikings. He's an offensive-minded head coach from that Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan tree, who landed in a spot where he has a bunch of weapons at his disposal. And you saw what he was able to do with Justin Jefferson. As the season goes on, you get to sprinkle in Adam Thielen. He has a solid quarterback that he can use. Dalvin Cook, if he stays healthy, is going to be a problem. And he has experience, especially under the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan tree. He has experience and knows what to do on how to beat the Green Bay Packers. For the Packers, I think it's going to take a little bit of time. We already know that Aaron Jones is going to be leaned on heavily by Aaron Rodgers. So is A.J. Dillon. But who on the outside is going to step up? They just signed Sammy Watkins. He's trying to get in the fold. Christian Watson would have had a great big play, but unfortunately he dropped the ball. Robert Tonyan as the tight end is somebody that they're going to go to. But who on the outside is going to step up to be a go-to wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers? His go-to receiver is gone. So other guys are going to have to step up and allow Aaron to find guys that he can trust on big downs, money downs, third down. And I think in week one, that hasn't been established yet. It may take a couple weeks to establish that. I think the Packers will be fine. But I think the Vikings are no team to slouch on. I was a little bit low on them before the season started, but seeing the way they played week one, Vikings are not a team to sleep on this year. Chiefs and Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are overrated and overhyped. I think this was a tune-up game for the Chiefs to figure out where they are. They already know who they are, but to figure out where they are and to kind of establish that moving forward. And they hung 44 on the Cardinals. Thank you. That's probably the only time I'll thank the Chiefs. Uh, I wait. Do I think we play everybody? I'll thank them two more times if they can beat the Rams and if they could beat the Seahawks. But that'll be the only time I say thank you to them. Chargers, Raiders, 24-19. Chargers take the dub. Justin Herbert looked good in his first outing of the 2022 campaign. Raiders tried to battle back. They were down early. Tried to battle back. I think for the Raiders, it's going to be somewhat of a learning curve early on in the season. Josh McDaniels just figuring out how all the pieces fit together. But once they get in tune, once they get in the swing, they'll be fine. Again, not taking much from this week one matchup. It's a division matchup. We know the game is going to be tough. A one score difference in the lead. So not too much to worry about here. I think both of these teams will be absolutely fine. Buccaneers, Cowboys. I think both teams, started off this game and played this game a little bit sloppily. A lot of people are going to make a lot about Tom Brady being away from training camp for 11 days, and maybe, that caused him to be a little bit rusty week one. Tom Brady is going to be fine. The man is 77 years old, still playing football. He's going to be fine. I think the difference in this game was the Cowboys, and I think the hype around Dallas, even though, they lost Amari Cooper, they were supposed to come in and be better than what they put. And this is before Dak went out with the injury. They just could not move the football. Offensive line is going to be a problem. As you see, they weren't able to protect Dak. He got sacked twice for 13 yards, in loss. But then he also, broke his thumb or did something with his hand where he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. Do you trust Cooper Rush to take over in that time? Listen, I'm not sure that you do. So I'm sure Dallas is on the phone trying to figure out what their options are in a potential trade. But offensively, defensively, I think this game would have got out of hand had it not been for Micah Parsons. 2 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, 5 total tackles. Micah Parsons is going to be everywhere. Unfortunately, he's going to have to play out of his mind this season, and he's likely going to be one of the top candidates for Defensive Player of the Year, just because he's going to be on the field so much. And when he's on the field, he makes things happen. So unfortunately for Dallas, that to me, with the way they played and the injury, this puts them at the bottom of their division. And I know it's early. I know it's only week one, but no Dak for 6 to 8 weeks, putting the ball in the hands of Cooper Rush, and you didn't look good when Dak was in the game. I don't know. It doesn't look good for Dallas right now. So we'll have to see what they do moving forward. And last game on the docket for week one, Seahawks at Broncos. I did not expect this at all. You hear me? I did not expect this in the least. Seattle came out at home, and whether it was because it's Russell's return to Seattle, or something else, they came out on fire and ready to play. Defense flying all over the field. Geno Smith slinging the rock. I mean, absolutely slinging the rock. Broncos, too many mistakes, 2 turnovers in the red zone. I mean, at the goal line, 2 fumbles. You can't have it from both of your running backs. Your number 1 and number 2, Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon, 2 fumbles at the goal line. You just can't have it. Just punch one of those in, you win this game. 23-17. Just punch one of those in, you win this game. You punch both of those in, don't turn the ball over, it's 30-17. Even if you get 2 field goals, it's 22-17. No matter how you spin it, you cannot fumble the ball in the red zone on your goal line. And then again, I don't know what it was with Russell. He was 29 of 42 for 340 yards 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He did get sacked twice. Um, he kind of did look like Russell. He almost rustled Seattle like he's rustled the 49ers and all of the other teams that he's played with just his ability to scramble and keep plays alive. But I don't know. He just wasn't firing on all cylinders. If I was watching the game, there did seem to be something that was off. And I don't know if it was just an emotional night being back in Seattle in front of that home crowd with a different jersey on. Um, Again, he's a tough competitor, but he just didn't look himself. Now, do I think this is foreshadowing to the Broncos season? Absolutely not. I think they get it on track. I think they clean up the turnovers. I think Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton get incorporated more in the offense. Both had 4 catches. So Jeudy and Sutton together, 8 catches, 174 yards, 1 touchdown. Both of those guys got 7 targets apiece. Javonte Williams probably killed it for somebody in fantasy other than the fumble. He had 12 targets with 11 catches for 65 yards. Russell is going to use him out of the backfield when he needs to check it down or find a security blanket. Albert Okwuegbunam, 6 targets from the tight end position. I think this offense is going to be fine. I think Russell's going to figure it out. He's going to continue to learn who his playmakers are and figure out a way to build that chemistry and mesh it all together. For the Seahawks, do I think they keep this up offensively? Absolutely not. They still weren't able to run the ball very effectively. I know Geno was excited to get his first start in a while, but is he going to be able to keep that up over the long haul? And defensively, there were some holes and some things that could have been exploited in this Seahawk defense. And now you lose Jamal Adams, who is your defensive leader, the best player on your defense. Now you lose him to a possible season-ending injury. I don't think the Seahawks are going to be able to keep it up. But we're just going to have to see. We had a wild week 1. And I'm just expecting more of the same going into week 2. This is a great time of year. Excited just to be here with you guys talking football. We're going to keep it consistent, getting the show on Tuesdays. Tuesdays will be recaps like this. Sometimes it'll be just me by myself. Maybe I'll bring somebody else in and we'll just bounce it off of each other, just talking about the games and what we saw and what we know about the games. Thursday will be a preview for the week and will be the fantasy show here on Mose Knows. So we'll talk about what I got going on with my fantasy teams. Some guys I may be looking to start, some guys I may be looking to sit, helping you guys get your lineup set for your week of fantasy football. And then what I have going on with my brothers and sisters over at Nitty Gritty Niners. We'll have our Sizzling Sunday show. We'll have our overreaction show, our preview shows. So you'll see Mose a lot throughout the week. On the days where I'm at home, I'll jump on the Wayne Breezy show in the afternoon. So just be on the lookout for a lot of content, coming from Mose Knows, coming from the Wayne Breezy Network and Nitty Gritty Niners. Listen, we love talking football and we love being able to interact with all of you. So thanks for everybody for tuning in. Love and appreciate your time today. This is going to be a really, really good season. And I'm just excited to finish the year strong, talking football with you guys. Like I said, keeping it consistent, keeping it going. Got something a little bit special for this show. I want to end it doing something a little bit fun. Let me see if I get my young boy in here. Max! Here you go. He all excited. It's time, kid. Much love, bro. Appreciate that, Mariah. Same, Lake City Fresh. Appreciate it. 49ers Laker for life. This is my young boy. I don't know if y'all ever seen him on camera. It's my son, Maxwell. You got to bend down so your head not chopped up. Well, we don't got no chairs in here right now. Hold on, let me get my one from my room. You gotta get a whole chair, bro.
It's the small black one.
All right, man, hurry up. This guy, man. He only 12 and got young knees, and he worried about sitting down. These kids, man.
So I think. You told them yet what we're doing?
No, I didn't tell. I'm trying to get to it, but you ain't.
All right, I'm ready.
Dang. I'll move over to get you in there. All right. So, if it's one thing you'll know about me, you still cut off. If it's one thing you learn or know about me is I love spicy food. I grew up in a family where we made our own hot sauce. It's my great grandfather's recipe. He called it rocket fuel, and he passed it down to my grandmother and her sisters, my aunts, and they passed it down. And a couple years ago, I got to go to my Aunt Earl's house, and she actually taught me step by step, and I made this big pot of rocket fuel at her house and got the recipe to do it. So I love hot stuff. So when this young guy was a kid, like I was doing it as a joke. Like I would put like rocket fuel on his food, thinking that like it would burn his mouth. And I was a terrible parent. Not a terrible parent, but I like to play pranks. He said a devious parent. I like to play pranks, right? But I put the rocket fuel on his food, and he was like, So he loves hot stuff. He takes it overboard. He puts hot sauce on everything. He put hot sauce on eggs, chicken, turkey sandwiches. He put hot sauce on stuff that don't need hot sauce on it. Popcorn, anything that you can put a condiment on, he puts hot sauce on it. So needless to say, we love hot sauce. I gotta find the video, but there's a video up on my Facebook. We went to the King of Prussia Mall. They have this hot sauce store, and I asked the guy, "What's the hottest sauce you got in here?" And he was like, "It's something called The End." So me and him put some of it on the spoon, and he was like, "How old were you at the time? You're probably like 8, 9."
Yeah.
He was younger. He's 12 now. He'll be 13 in December. He was like 7, 8 years old, and he ate the hot sauce at the hot sauce spot. It's called The End. So, needless to say, when I saw these and picked it up, I was like, it's time. They've been out for a while. A lot of people have been doing it.
Yeah, we're a little late.
We're a little late to the challenge.
But y'all still getting the content, so relax.
My man.
Relax.
My man. Y'all still getting the content. So we picked these up. We got the Pocky One Chip Challenge 2022. We about to go crazy. All right. So I'm gonna open mine up, and I'm gonna give you. Well, no, here. All right, I'm gonna open this for you. There you go. And we're gonna save these coffins as commemorative items.
I crushed the Pocky Challenge.
All right. Oh. Okay. What to expect? It says, made with Carolina Reaper pepper and scorpion pepper, this high voltage chip was created for the shocking pleasure of intense heat and pain. 1, tongue takeover. 2, shock the senses. 3, surge of tears. 4, jolt to the gut. 5, voltage overload. That's what it says on the inside.
And if y'all want to know what this smells like, just get like a whole bunch of peppers, like the crushed peppers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it smells like.
Oh, come on, blood. All right, wait a minute. Wait, one of these is yours. One of these is
I just tasted the dust. I just tasted the dust.
Yo!
I literally just tasted the dust and I got stung with that.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, yeah, look at all the dust up there.
Oh, my God. Look at this chip.
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
Y'all want to see it?
Oh.
God.
You got the chip?
Oh, that dust.
All right, you ready?
All right, we're supposed to last 5 minutes. You got an alarm or something?
It's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to. All right. Well, we could just watch this, the timer. All right, when it starts, it's about to be at 59. So we eat it at 59 and we gotta wait till 104. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. The whole thing. Yeah. Let me look the duck.
Really stinging the tongue.
Yeah.
You talking about? Yeah. Ah.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. Ah. Oh, the only thing I don't need is the hiccups. Oh, this is hot. Yo, you making it worse, bro. Chill. Oh, bro, chill. Yo, you gotta stop cussing. Your mom gonna see this. Oh. Yo, you doing too much, bro.
I'm like numb in the throat. God damn.
Bro, you doing too much. Chill. Bro, you doing too much. Just chill. Bro, we got 3 minutes left. Just chill. Chill, dog. Just chill. Wipe your eyes. Just chill. Yo, don't blow the scorpion stuff in my face. God.
I need water.
Water gonna make it worse. We'll go downstairs and get some milk. Chill, bro. We got 2.5 minutes. Just chill. Just chill. Yo, you breathing hard like that is making it worse. Slow, calm.
Water.
No, you need milk, but we're gonna go downstairs and get milk. We got 2 minutes. Be a G. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Slow your breathing down. Come on, bruh. Slow your breathing down. Huh?
How many more minutes?
2. We got 2. Oh, yeah. Look, Lake City Fresh said, thug it out. He said, damn, y'all ate the whole chip. I see people split it. Nah, we ate the whole chip, bruh. Will sound like he talking to his homie that got high for the first time in his parents. Yo, Mariah, chill. I can't laugh right now, yo. Oh. Wait a minute. I think some of the dust. Oh, I think some of the dust got on my rag and now it's in my eye.
How many more minutes?
We got 1 minute, yo. We got 1 minute, bro. Come on, 1 minute. That's funny, Mariah. I can't laugh though. That is hilarious. Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, see, look, they said thug it out. Thug it out. Look, you almost done. 40 seconds, bro. 40 seconds. You said 5 minutes, 40 seconds. Look, you got this. See, you know Mr. Ryan?
No.
Yes, you do from church. Mr. Ryan, Miss Narcy.
Yeah.
We go over their house sometimes. He said NFL coverage and life coaching.
My throat.
Oh, it's my eyes. Jesus. Something got on my
How many more seconds?
Is the peppers going through your pores? Why is it making my eyes water? Jesus. Whoa. Bro, 10 seconds. 10 seconds and we good. 10 seconds and we good. Look, they laughing at us. But they said, look, y'all got this. Look. Look.
Y'all.
3, 2, 1. Go get milk. That's the show. I got to go downstairs, make sure my young boy good. I got to go downstairs, make sure I'm good. I got to get some milk. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to Mose Knows. I'm probably gonna clip this up, put this out, so y'all can keep laughing. I'm not crying because my 49ers lost. I'm crying because Ryan Eagles won. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm out. I gotta hit end, don't I? Oh, Jesus.